that's good. Anything else you had going on?
Oh, I did go
There's
see
one thing I
Avatar.
wanted to. Okay, all right. I wanted to see what you thought of it. Yeah.
That
I knew John was leading somewhere. John's face was like, "Well, anything else that could possibly be on your list I'm looking at right now?"
so this was the first movie that I had gone to see in a theater in 3 years. I felt like this
Ooh,
was
Okay.
worth the
dang
wait.
girl.
Now I'm a little
Wow.
scared to see what you thought, Sean, but I loved it. I loved everything about it. I was a huge fan of the first. I own the collector's edition. Um, I thought the second absolutely lived up to its potential. I think the biggest criticism I hear is it's the same story over and over. And it is, but it's one of those classic tales like Cinderella that can be reimagined. You're pulling from the same storyline, but you're putting it in a totally different universe. And I felt like The Way of Water did it, but it did it intentionally. It knew it was telling the same story, but it changed the perspectives of who was having to learn the new culture this time. The concept of family and doing anything to save your family and protecting the earth. I mean, they hit it hard. You get a lot of that, save the whale conservation. There was a lot of global warming, subties coming in. But I appreciate that as a, conservationist and someone who's aware of that. I think those are important messages to be told and to put it inside a story that people love, that was so visually stimulating, that was just gripping. I thought it was a beautiful way to tell that story and to add on to it. So I have absolutely no criticism of it.
Wow. I
What
I
did you
haven't seen
think?
it. Well, but at least hey, we're getting to the part where we can have a panel that disagrees.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first one. I thought to me the appeal of the first one was the new technology. The new technology, go to the theater. It was the best version of 3D we'd seen in the theater, and it was something impressive at the time to see. And it was also the time that they were pushing. I worked at Best Buy when that came out, and everybody was
Mm,
pushing 3D televisions. It was like, that's going
yeah.
to be the future. Everybody was like, is it really? Is everyone going to put on a pair of glasses when they come over to your house? Are you going to get the curved screen for the better experience and everybody squeezing in the center? Like, whatever. So, but I didn't appreciate the first movie other than for its technical achievements. And then when I knew that they were making so many more Avatar movies and that were taking so long to do them and all this stuff, I'm just like, I really, really don't care. So I was shocked that they greenlit so many of these movies. So no, it's good to hear what you think of it. I don't imagine I will ever see this movie or any of the subsequent Avatar movies because I care so little. But I have to say, I have been surprised at how people sort of all varying viewpoints and everything have liked this movie. I do think
Yeah.
there's been some mixed reception, but ultimately there's a lot more people that like it than I thought would,
Yeah.
especially considering many people going to the theater won't have seen the first one, weren't alive when the first one came out potentially, all that sort of thing. And I mean, there's no competition at the box office, so it is doing very well. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing to stop it. It's gonna keep. And I think China even made an exception because I guess they helped with some sort of technology on this. They made an exception and opened up a few screens to let people go to Avatar
Mhm.
in China. So that will certainly be a helping, assisting factor in this movie's like meteoric. I mean, I think it's gonna pass the first one. I don't know. It's like it just keeps on going. So
I
Yeah,
think
it's certainly possible based on like what you said. I was shocked by the favorability of this movie, like the favorable ratings. Not necessarily that I just was so convinced it was going to be a terrible story, though I have to say the title did not help my initial impressions of what it was going to be. I don't know, The Way of Water was just sort of like what is that? That's kind of random. But yeah, I think they picked right time, right moment to release this movie, and good job on James Cameron for doing that.
I do
yeah,
think that James Cameron as the director, we were talking before with the Harry Potter, how the director takes such an important role in shaping the universe, not necessarily changing the story, but how we see it. I think that is part of what I love about these movies so much. Like I said, it's not a unique storyline. It's not a lot
Mhm.
different than the first, but the way that he shot it, where it was actually shot underwater this time, and these actors had to hold their breath for 5, 6, 7 minutes underwater so they could get these extended sea sequences. It was worth it. It really makes you feel like you are holding your breath along with them.
Mhm.
You can feel the tension in their cheeks as they are struggling, through some of these scenes. And that was so much, I think, of what intertwined me with the story and really endeared it to my
Sure.
heart was that mix of technology with the story.
Sure.
Can we like have a movement though to make films shorter again? Like Jesus,
Andrea,
you
don't
know,
go see this one pregnant. There is no good place to pee.
Dude, come on. Who are you talking to? I held it through all 3 hours of the final Lord of the Rings, man.
See,
You
but that's Lord of
did.
the Rings. That's worth it. Avatar, I'll spend the movie in the restroom. I don't know.
um,
Okay, well, yeah, it's
that's
are you gonna see it again? Is it that good? Do you do that? Ever you
ooh.
go to movies a couple times or something?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge rereader of books, huge movie watcher again. I would absolutely pay $18 a ticket to see that one again.
Cool.
That is
Okay.
part of the length, though. I mean, they put so
Right.
much in it. It never felt long because the story moved at a really good pace. So
That is good.
I feel like in seeing it again, I would catch things I didn't see the first time because I was following the story so much. I can't say that about every movie, but I would on this one.
Okay. Nice.
I've been kind of debating back and forth. Chris and I have some like movie passes that we're trying to decide
Mm,
different things to like go see. So I was kind of like, meh. With everybody's favorable, take on Avatar, like maybe we should go. Why not? I mean, like you said, John, there's not exactly like a host of choices in the
yeah.
theater right now that I'm like burning with desire to see. Although I am really burning to see something related to water, The Whale, with Brendan
That was what I
Fraser.
was
I've
gonna
heard
say. It's like go to the
I've heard
whale. Yeah.
so many good things. I mean, we have multiple movie passes, so I do really want to go see that as
Sure.
well. Um, but yeah, I was kind of like debating like maybe Chris and I should go see Avatar if we have these passes. Like, why not? And it is visually like I did not see the first one in theaters, but I did see it on my parents' like 80-inch television. So it was like the closest you can get at home to a movie screen. And it was like the visuals were just absolutely stunning, large scale like that. So
Mhm. Yeah, I heard that originally the plan was that they would have an Avatar movie every other year, like once they have these rolling every other year, and
sure.
and the years in between would be Star Wars movies. That was
Ooh.
the original Disney agenda there. So much for that one.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say that. That's not happening.
No. Well, cool. That's good. I'm glad someone on the panel saw it. It's the biggest movie out right now, so that's great.